So this is awkward. I rarely post, let alone shoot video, but I stupidly told Kenneth that I would do this, and obviously he hasn't let me forget, so there we go. But it does remind me of the early days of the Do More Good podcast. Kenneth and I, and a couple of pints in a pub, talking through our experiences in the sector, and then having to listen back to that. And at the time, we really weren't sure where this was going to go. We didn't know who was going to listen to this. We weren't sure what they would make of it if they did. We possibly underestimated how much stick we would get from colleagues and from friends, and indeed from our own listeners. But we were fairly sure that one of our PR teams would shut it down as soon as they'd listened to a couple of episodes. But here we are, 2 years in. It's very nearly our second birthday, and as you may have seen last weekend, we recently hit 10,000 downloads, which was an amazing milestone, and we were really chuffed to see that. Thank you very much. That is a lot of people who have listened to what we've been up to at the weekends. They have endured some pretty shocking jokes. And they've also really supported Kenneth and I through a couple of awful hangovers as well. So we really do appreciate that. They've also got to hear from some amazing guests, and we wanted to say thank you to some of the people that we've mentioned above and more, who have given up their time and their expertise and allowed us to share that with our audience. And of course, we want to thank our listeners as well. So we love talking about the podcast. We know that you guys are doing the same, and we really appreciate that. It feels like you're very much part of this. We really enjoy doing it, and we hope that comes across, and that you enjoy listening to it as well. We get to meet and introduce you to some amazing people in the sector. We get to go to the odd event here and there and talk about people doing more good, and we plan to continue doing that. So at the moment, our latest episode is one of the loveliest men in fundraising, Mr. Ben Swart from the IFC. And we have 2 more episodes coming out from Amsterdam. We've got to do a fair amount of editing on this at the minute because we stupidly took our recording equipment out onto the dance floor quite late at night. So we've got to chop a fair amount out. But following those 2, we're then moving on to season 4. And we've got some fantastic guests lined up for that. They are in the calendar, and we're looking forward to those interviews and then sharing those guys. But for now, it felt like a really nice point just to take stock. So from little K Dizzle and I, we just wanted to say a big thank you, and we really hope that you continue on this journey with us. Thanks very much.